Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer that was sent to me by the one and only Dan from boozereviews.ca. Anyway, this is from Category 12. This is their Insubordinate Session IPA. It is 4.5% alcohol. It is very, very colorful. There you go. Now, I've only had one other Category 12 beer. It was sent to me by Steve. I was not a big fan of that. I hear a lot of great things about Category 12. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it's just I don't like pails of any type from the BC area, or what. Well, I shouldn't say of any type, because there are a lot that I've loved. But it seems to me like when I get West Coast pale ales, I don't like them as much as I like Ontario or Quebec or Maritime versions of West Coast pales. So what I'm basically saying is I think I like West Coast style pale ales better than I like West Coast pale ales. And that's perfectly fine if that's what it is. I'm trying to figure things out for myself. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. So, big bright white head. Tiny bit of snap crackle pop. Tiniest bit of haze on there, but it's that brassy gold color. It is a visually appealing beer for me. That little bit of haze, that color, that big head, it looks good, and it looks good in a moosehead glass. It looks good. And if it looks good, it looks good, and it looks good. It's like if you look good, you look good. And you look good. Smell. Not much, to be honest with you. Little floral, little citrusy on the nose out of the glass. Now let's give the can a shot, because I don't have to go through as much head. Okay, very floral. Very floral, very sweet and fruity with a little bit of resininess. I get that almost like a hop oil burn in the nostrils. Let's try the beer. Cheers. Okay. Light-bodied. Not as well balanced as I'd like, but that's what happens when you lower the malt bill on this to make it lighter and lower ABV while still hopping the fuck out of it. The hop profile, I don't hate, but I don't like. The first sip, I ended up getting very, very floral flavor, almost like I was chewing on a chrysanthemum or something, and a little bit of orange peel. The second sip, and after those two flavors, I was left with just resiny bitterness on the sides of the tongue, the very sides, but the very back. So the back sides of the tongue and sort of coming up. So like a little almost hook on each side, the back of the tongue and just the top, where the middle was still left with nothing. Now the next sip, I didn't get any of the fruit or the floral. I just got the resin. So let's give it another try and see where we go from there. Okay, see in that one, a little bit of fruit came back up, and it might be because of how long I waited between sips, but a little bit of fruit came back up, but this time it was more like a lemon zest, like I chewed on the lemon skin, and then the resininess came up, and the resininess seems to get stronger with each sip. It seems to take over more of the tongue. Like now we're doing the same thing, the side and the top, but we're at about the middle of the tongue back. I don't like it. I don't hate it. Like I could probably drink it, but at the same time I don't know if I could drink it because it's just it is just what it is. I mean, it's very resiny. You guys know I love juicy hops. I can handle earthy hops. This stuff, not really what I want, but I won't waste it. It's not something that offends me enough that I would have to waste it. I just don't think that I want to drink more than maybe one or two more sips just to be sure that what I feel is what I feel. No, that one didn't go down right. I probably held it in my mouth too long. But now the question is my body just going to gag every time I drink this? Let's try one last time. No, was I just held it in my mouth too long? So the taste was starting to cover the whole tongue before I swallowed, and then I didn't want to. And now my eyes are watering. So when I would just drink it and not hold it in my mouth, it actually wasn't a horrible beer. When I held it in my mouth, it wasn't a beer I liked. It's still not a beer I like. The resin just builds, the bitterness just builds, and it's not like it's all that bitter. It's just there's no real flavor other than the well, there was flavor, but it was just hidden behind that wall of bitterness. And I think that's the only thing I don't like about these session IPAs. Is a lot of them are using hop variants and hop bills that just don't seem to work very well. There are some that are beautifully flavored, and there are some that are just bitter. And if they're just bitter, they don't have any backbone to change them over or to help them. So yeah, the Insubordinate Session IPA, not my thing at all. I do appreciate Dan sending it because I love trying everything. Category 12, they're 0 for 2 for me for now. Again, this beer has no flaws in it. It's not, other than maybe it being unbalanced. But I could see a lot of hopheads loving this because it just builds on the back of your palate. It is bitter. It is resiny. It's what a lot of hopheads like. And if this is what you like, that is great. It's just not for me. Out of 10, probably give it a 3. And I mean, truthfully, it probably would normally get a 2 from me because it's just, I don't think I could finish the can. I'm going to finish the can. I'll write in the description when I finish this how long it took me to do it, but I just don't see myself being able to normally if I'm not forcing myself. So yeah, it's probably worth a 2, but I'll give it a 3 because it is a well-made beer. I just don't care for it. Thank you again, Dan. Thank you, Category 12. Bye, guys.